Well, good evening, everybody. This is the first, hopefully, of many, and decided after talking to a few people and communicating with a few of my subs that I'm going to start doing a blog. There's so many things that are crazy and going on in the world, and none of the news channels are handling them. That it's just outrageous that you take CNN or Fox News or any of them. They got a little handful of people they call all in, and all they do is argue back and forth, and everybody knows every word that's going to come out of everybody's mouth before they even start. Yet it's the cheapest and the most profitable news you can get for CNN, for Fox News. Why? Because they don't have to pay any people to be in Syria, risking their ass. They don't have to pay anybody to find out what the true story is with us and NATO and Turkey, or what the Kurds are doing, or what's going on in Pakistan, and how close is Pakistan into losing a little chunk of their own territories to the Taliban, and what's starting up now is ISIS there, and what's going on with ISIS all over the damn world, especially what's being reported out of Africa. Nobody goes. No American news people go to Africa unless there's a famine, and you can predict them on a regular basis. Africa is going to be the biggest news in the next and the latter half of this century. They estimate that almost one out of every two people in the world by the 2000 and um, yeah, by 2100 will be of African descent. The average age of many African countries now is like 14 years old, and they're reproducing like flies. Uh, and no one covers 3D printing like they really should, or uh, uh, artificial intelligence and robotics, and the amount of jobs these things are going to destroy, not create. It's estimated that 47% of the jobs in America by 2030 could be replaced by 3D printing and robotics. We'll see the day when 3D printing uh, are as handy as Sir Speedy. So you want to copy something in 2 dimensions, you go to Sir Speedy. You want to copy something in 3 dimensions, you'll go to your local 3D printer, or you'll own a 3D printer. If you're somebody that can afford it, like Jay Leno, and you need a part for a 34 Ford, and there are none available, you make one. Um, there's so many things on the horizon that really aren't covered by news that I hope to cover some of. And there's so many things that are worth ranting about. I mean, the political system, whether you like Trump or not, he's getting screwed. The Republican Party could self implode, which wouldn't bother me a bit. The main thing to worry about is who's going to nominate the next two or three justices to the Supreme Court. That's what really counts in this world, in this political arena today. Um, but as I was saying, I'd like to do a blog. There's so many things on the horizon uh, that need to be discussed, and one of them is YouTube itself. I mean, I watch people. I just flip through YouTube and see there are people that have 3 and 4 million viewers that absolutely say nothing. They can't all be 15-year-old girls that are watching these guys. There are people that do nothing but travel around the world on the money they make from YouTube and blog every day, and actually create nothing or say nothing or do anything for this society or any other. But they've got followers. There are people that have like TV shows that are on every day, and there some of them act like they're not TV shows, but yet every time this guy gets in an argument with his father, there just happens to be a guy there with a camera that filmed the whole thing. It's just crazy, and that's some of the stuff I'd like to blog about. So hopefully you'll come aboard. I'm going to give a quick resume of myself here, and that'll help you figure out whether I'm worth listening to or not. Okay, I was born and raised in Vineland, New Jersey. I left to go to school in Montana, the second year in school in Montana, I got thrown out. So then I went on the road. By the time I was 19 before I turned 20. I had thumbed it around and I'd been to 49 states. So I decided to go to school in Hawaii, to a junior college, because I would make 50 states and the cheapest way to do it was as a student. So I went there. Oh, by the way, I got suspended from the college in Montana, and they changed, by the time I got home, they changed the suspension to expulsion, told me I'd never get back in another college in this country. I will go into that some other time. But then I went to school in Hawaii because I wanted to be to all 50 states. At the time I was 21, I'd been to all 50 states. By 23, I'd been around the world. I went to school in Montana, Hawaii, Oregon, University of Bombay, University of New Delhi, University of Miami. So I have degrees in history, biology, and philosophy, a master's in axiology, which is value theory, and I finished up my credits for my doctorate in philosophy, but it was a detour because of the Vietnam War. So that's about what what my history was. A bunch of firsts at the University of Miami that we might mention down the road. First one to get them to set a dollar aside. In those days, it was this was in the late 60s. It was the cops against the university students in more times than one. And so I got to talk to the undergraduates and student council there into setting aside a dollar from everybody's activity fee, which at the time there were 17,000 students, to put in a bond program so that if anyone got arrested for any minor offense, sure of a big drug bust or something like that, if they got caught with marijuana or something, they could just show their student ID and they'd be instantly bailed out. And a number of firsts like that, but we'll discuss them as it comes along. I'll tell you the story of how I prevented Evel Knievel from jumping the Grand Canyon and a bunch of stupid things in my fight with Howard Stern over writing some lampoons about him that he threatened to sue me with and all that. But hopefully we'll try to be a little more on topic, and if there's any particular thing you think I should look into or you want to hear about, by all means leave a comment here, and hopefully you'll tell your friends and we can build up a little following, and maybe attempt to do a little intellectualizing of the YouTube. Thank you for your time, and by all means, as I said, leave a comment and let me know what you want to hear about.